Good afternoon. Coming on to do the market wrap a little bit early because the day is also ending early. All right, should be a pretty quick one. We'll just be going over the market here, reviewing some of today's plays, and talking about what to expect next week as we are off tomorrow. Um, so let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for December 24th, 2020. Q's up 0.41 there, and SPY up 0.34. Really narrow day here on the Q's and SPY, as you can see on the daily bar here. Pretty quiet day here. We are getting a little bit of a rally. Coming into today, still bullish on the Q's and SPY. As I was pointed out here, the hourly needed to go into a downtrend before we can start to look for any kind of bearishness on the larger time frames. And so that's going to be this pivot here. If we do get below that, let's say next week, then we can look at this as a lower high, and then we'll be getting lower lows. But we're quite a bit away from that pivot there on the SPY. That's down there at 362, and on the Qs, it's down at 303.60, right? So if we get there, we can start talking about something besides the bullish bias that we've had for the last few weeks. I know not the most exciting day in and day out to be expecting just higher prices, the grind higher on the Qs and SPY, but it just hasn't given us any reason to expect otherwise. So going into next week, still going to be bullish. All right. All right, let's go over some of the things from today. I did like this IZEA gap. Was pretty patient with it here to get some follow through. The gap up here into some resistance. I would say that was the kind of the biggest flaw there. We did get in it, and we got it. We were in it for two higher highs there, and then kind of at the end of the day just ran out of time. So we were using this as the stop down here. We played it as it broke out initially. I actually had a call on it here to take out the top. But that didn't trigger, so I had two calls on this, and then finally got triggered in here. So like I said, we were in it for a couple higher highs there, and then it kind of just ran out of steam here at the end of the day. And yeah, no, nothing really. I don't have any issues with this. Just couldn't quite get this to the target here. Wanted to see us get deeper into this big red bar here to the left, and just wasn't going to happen today. You know, it's one that you could carry over into Monday and look at it. You could have even intended to hold this into the long weekend. I think that's fine, just because the weekly you can see here is really a new move that it's going on here daily, kind of breaking out over some consolidation there. I decided not to hold it, but I think that's fine. We'll see what happens on Monday. And then I told the room too, I'm just going to close the end of the day. I'm not intending to hold this into the long weekend, but I don't think it's the worst idea either. So we'll see if that was the right call or not. But either way, we can also watch it on Monday, just because something is happening here on the larger time frames. And speaking of something to carry over, this ENG, which we talked about yesterday, because it had that morning breakout right in here. Off the gap, got some decent follow through here into the afternoon, and so unfortunately this was the only thing that I was considering doing here into the last hour. If you guys were in the room, you know you're with me on the mic for the last hour, and I was saying this is the only thing that looks good here. This I was saying you could do a 1 2 3 or play it over this base at the time, and I decided I'll let it go. You know, we'll see how this IZEA plays out. I'm not sure how much time we got left. And there it goes. I think that is about 2 hours up there, something like that. So pretty nice move. I mean, there were some other things. I thought it was someone in the room mentioned this RMG as it was doing this 15-minute buy setup, which really impressive follow through there. I know it's a little bit spready, but that's really, really nice. But definitely this was a viable play here. I thought that was pretty solid. Just didn't catch that, and then wasn't able to get to target on the IZEA. So, you know, did we run out of day? Is that going to happen sometimes on these shortened days that we get? Yeah, but I try not to complicate things too much. I know when the close is, and, you know, just try to manage as I would any other day. But of course, you know, if I'm not intending to hold it overnight, then I got to close it before we close here. So we're about to close here actually in about 5 minutes. So Probably not too much is going to change here from what we have here on the Qs and SPY. So just really narrow range day inside of yesterday, which was, pretty muted as well. So still going to be bullish going into Monday, and we'll see what we get that final week of 2020. We do have Friday off next week, so it'll be a 4-day week next week. Okay. All right. Hope you have a great break. Happy holidays, and I will talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend.